guys, my name is Natalie-May and welcome to the first video in the series #ChallengeNat. And this challenge is to photograph my first sunrise and pass on the tips to you. So you want to photograph a sunrise? Well, first thing first, you've got to get up super early. We headed out to our first location and set up our action camera and my SLR ready to watch the sunrise. What we're doing here is attaching a power pack to the light stand with gaffer tape. It's just a generic charging pack that you use normally for mobile phones, and we were able to charge the action camera throughout shooting and not worry about the battery running out. Another top tip, make sure your camera is straight. You don't want it to be tilted on an angle too far left or right, and on this particular camera there's actually a spirit level on the back to help guide you to do this. So it's morning, got some snacks, well what we've got left, and we're trying to capture my first sunrise. It's all a bit of a guessing game over what the best area is and which part of this scene the sun's going to come up on, if we're even going to be able to see it. So far we've just had like awesome clouds and lots of nice colour, but yeah, this is all new, so just experimenting. Oh. Yeah, we're 1/6 of a second, f/22, ISO 100 so far. I've kept the equipment really simple. We've got a digital SLR, in my case the Canon 5D Mark III, and my Manfrotto tripod and a 24 to 70mm lens, just so I've got enough range for my composition. On the left we have our action camera, and that's set to take a time-lapse video, and we did increments of every 30 seconds, and that's on a stand to create that time-lapse. And most importantly, we have crumpets. So as we watched the scene lighten, I wasn't super keen on the composition, so here we're just packing up to move. Luckily it was off-road, so we could leave that time-lapse action camera going, and we just headed up towards the road to have a look at another scene as we had a clearer idea of where the sun was actually rising. Here as the sun's rising, Evan just went to check on the time lapse to make sure that we could see the sun in that shot. Luckily it was. We were out in the road during this picture, so if any cars came we would have been in trouble, but luckily there weren't any, and all we saw was some lovely friendly joggers who were a bit confused by us early risers, and a nice lady going for a walk I had a quick chat with, which was really sweet, and I couldn't believe how early people go for walks. We're just finishing up filming now. We've already filled a memory card, doing video. Eddie's been really helpful with taking some pictures, and I think our action camera has actually managed to capture the whole sunrise. So far, even on set, what we've learned, A, is to definitely recce the location in respect of where the sun's going to rise. We had no idea, we were just using our common sense with the northeast southwest and what we know from jogging around here. I went out a couple of days ago at 9 o'clock and I knew that the sun was kind of in a position over here, so we just used logic to get here. When we got up, was it like 4:30? It was already the sky was turning blue, so we knew we didn't have much time, so we just wanted to get here so we could get it from dark enough to light enough. And then the first location, the first picture, once the sun started coming up, I could see lots of houses and I wasn't really sure of the actual shot, and I wanted to change it onto the street. So there's this little road here, so then we moved the camera and we've now got like the curve of the road, we've got some of the tree, and then the beautiful sunlight coming through the tree. It's actually clouded over a little bit now, and every time I look into the sun it's so bright, so I've got nice little sun dots, so perhaps sunglasses would be a good option. We are gonna, I think we're nearly there now. We aimed for the sun to come through the tree, and then I think pretty much once it's out of the action camera shot, then we're gonna end that one, and then the review starts, and then we can plan for the next one. After the shoot, once we saw the trajectory of the sun, we took a little drive around the corner as Edwin had an idea of another location. I'd really had it in my mind that I'd love to have the fields in front looking with the sun coming up, and as all of the beautiful yellow flowers were out, there was a field around the corner that we headed to, and we were so enthused when we got there because we felt like this would be a much better angle for shoot number 2. And there, my friends, is one of our most important tips, is doing a recce. We'd really gone on a bit of a whim from knowing, as I mentioned, where I jog, whereas when you want to really know where the sun's going up, you need to do some recces and understand and look at the composition, look at the trees and everything. So this is where we're going to be shooting the second sunrise. Another top tip, having a highlight warning on can guide you to the correct exposure. It will flash the area which is too bright or overexposed. If you look at the sun, it is flashing black to indicate that area of the photo is overexposed. If I slow down the shutter speed to allow more light in, you can see that the small black circle has expanded, showing more of the image is overexposed. We want to conserve our highlights, so I select a faster shutter speed where only the centre of the sun is overexposed. If we take a look at my settings here by pressing Info, we can see that the histogram indicates I don't have any pure white. I'm 160th of a second at f22 with an ISO of 100. I'm shooting raw. So we're just wrapping up on day 2, or attempt 2 of shooting a sunrise. We've learnt loads this time as well. I'm really excited to get the shots back and have a look at them. We had fog, we had the coldness, but recceing the location made us much more confident when we set out where we were setting up that we were definitely going to get some awesome photographs. And to be honest, even just the scenery around us, all of the beautiful fields behind us, I've got some other photographs now that the sun is lighting it. One of the awesome moments of this morning was seeing the moon over one side and the sun over the other. That was a very interesting experience. But the sun just seems to appear from nowhere. You're suddenly watching it and then there it is. And we've got some really fun shots of it rising. So we're gonna head back to the studio now and let the editing begin. My name's been Natalie-May. This video has been my first in the Challenge Nat series, all about shooting my first sunrise. I had such a good time shooting these and I really enjoyed editing them, so I'm planning on making a video about how to edit in Lightroom and Photoshop sunrise images, so I can also share some ideas about that. I hope you enjoyed it and learned some great tips. Thanks for stopping by. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys at the next video.